This is Overunity. What is Overunity? Overunity is a system that produces a coefficient of performance greater than 1. Tom Bearden, although he doesn't have his doctorate, has claimed many claims of overunity. There's been much debate about the law of thermodynamics and whether any closed system can have an activity of overunity. It's true that the law of thermodynamics allows any closed system not to achieve a coefficient greater than 1. Yet, any system that is open achieves a coefficient of performance greater than 1. Just like any solar panel takes from the sun, yet does not diminish the source of the sun. This is overunity in a nutshell. Now, overunity in relation to magnetism, this is a magnet, say the North Pole is here and the South Pole is here. Any magnetic field has two rotations, one axial, this tornado here along the center, and two radial, like a toroid. When these two rotations are combined at high velocity, overunity is achieved. What do I mean by overunity? I mean that the life of the magnet is determined by how fast these are rotating and because they're in perpendicular planes to one another. Notice how any magnet, any permanent magnet is just that. It's called a permanent magnet for a reason. If it's exposed to normal temperatures throughout its entire life, just like the Earth. The Earth is how old? It's been around for how many years? Yet the Earth continues to have a magnetic field. Any permanent magnet will outlast the lifetime of any individual and will last several lifetimes as long as the magnet is not destroyed, broken, or heated up to the point of melting. Now, how does this relate to math? Knowing, not assuming, knowing that all magnets already produce overunity phenomenon, this can be derived into math. In the anti-gravity equation, acceleration equals omega omega r. That'd be omega 1, omega 2 times the radius of the field equals the acceleration of the magnet. The acceleration of the magnet is going to be different than the acceleration from gravity, yet both operate off the same principle, as gravity is an acceleration of a field. Here is the centrifugal force. Force equals mv squared over r. This pertains to overunity because overunity already takes place on every single merry-go-round in existence. Anytime someone tangentially moves the merry-go-round at a faster rate, even just a little bit, exponentially so is the centrifugal force in a perpendicular plane of this on the merry-go-round. If the merry-go-round becomes the magnet, and the merry-go-round is now spinning at hundreds of thousands of miles per hour, or even hundreds of thousands of miles per second, that's how fast this is moving, then any linear change, any tangential linear change in rotational velocity on omega 1 or omega 2 is going to yield an exponential force output in a perpendicular plane. Harnessing that perpendicular exponential output is overunity. Being able to continuously harness that exponential perpendicular plane is overunity. And every magnet already exhibits cases of overunity. Now, going back to the source, how does a magnet, a neodymium iron boron medium, how does that become permanently magnetized under the overunity? Well, they spark it with lightning. When lightning strikes, positive to negative, across the dipole, then the magnetic interactions align on the atomic level. This is very important. And then lastly, in relation to math and overunity, work equals force times distance times the cosine of the angle. If the cosine of the angle is 90 degrees, then the work done is 0. This is very important. So if I, on the merry-go-round of the magnet, if I or somebody else increases temporarily over time the rate of speed of the axial rotation, the radial plane is unaffected. Yet, it is affected as well. This is what's interesting about overunity. Even though perpendicular relations don't cause work to be done to one another, they still interact with one another. Force equals mv squared over r. Anytime I have a linear tangential change in velocity, there's technically a perpendicular output. So my perpendicular input didn't affect my perpendicular output in that it was work in, work out. it affected it on an exponential rate because any linear change here is an exponential change here. And lastly, in relation to acceleration, the v squared of f equals mv squared over r can be taken and turned into omega. And this can turn acceleration into omega omega r from the centrifugal force equation. This equation here, A equals WWR, is a derivative of the centrifugal force equation. This is Overunity. Thank you for watching.